All right, our first guest of the night is going to be from Team USA and Star Racing Yamaha, Mr. Justin Cooper. What's up, Coop?
How are you?
Doing good, man. How are you? How are you feeling after you got 2 races to go, man?
Yeah, it's gone by pretty quick. So with sitting out the Supercross, yeah, it's been like trying to progress the whole time, and now all of a sudden we're at the end of the season. So it's been good. It's been a little bit up and down, but yeah, I think we're figuring it out here lately. So that's been good.
Is the foot bothering you at all anymore? Even like during recovery, do you notice it, or you feel like you're 100%?
I definitely notice it.
Yeah.
I don't think it like hinders me at all riding. Like riding, it's all good, but yeah, it definitely gets sore on me. So
your results really overall haven't been as bad as maybe the media sort of portrayed. Like your results have been pretty damn good, consistent, and as you've gotten better. But I was wondering midway through the season if you were still being affected by it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely getting better, but I definitely feel it more after I ride. During the racing and everything, it's all taped up, and it doesn't bother me at all. So that's definitely not an excuse. I think it was a little bit maybe mess with my confidence a little bit in the beginning of the year, but
yeah,
I mean, we're at the point now. I can't sit there and sulk on the injury. I gotta move forward on it. So
a second ago, you mentioned like missing Supercross and how that kind of like made like the outdoors go by kind of quick. In 23 next year, as of now, I believe that's the plan, right? To not race Supercross again. Is that something that you're like kind of looking forward to having that time off, or are you kind of bummed that it worked out that way?
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed on it. It's not official yet,
okay.
But I mean, I think there's a chance I could race the whole series with Star if everything, works out. But yeah, nothing official there yet. But yeah, the focus is really on, motocross for next year. So
yeah,
that's really all I have like written down permanently. But yeah, other than that, I'll probably ride the 450 quite some bit on Supercross this year and kind of feel it out. And, I think things will take off from there.
Good to hear.
Yeah, Justin, so I wondered if you could give us kind of like a percentage pie of how much your results have been motivated by trying to make the Nations teams the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a help, but it's kind of like you have that, and I kind of want to, obviously want to do good myself. So
right.
It's like, it's they're both helping the same goal to be better and to be up front. And I think that's definitely, has been a factor in that, but I would say more just myself wanting to be up there. Yeah, because I mean, we're down to the end now, and really would like a win before the end of the season. So we have 2 races left to do that. And yeah, so I've just been, trying to progress myself and with the time I have, because once this is over, it's I don't know really what's going to be next as far as racing.
So with all that Motocross the Nation talk, are you going to be able to say, okay, I'm done with that, don't have to think about that, that's going to happen, and now you can focus more on racing? Or are you like, does it change anything for you on a day-to-day?
No, I think it's just helped the motivation, like
Gotcha.
being in the talk for the Nations, and it's just helped, I think, my preparation for each race. It's made me want to be better each day. And yeah, nothing's changing. It's not like, oh, I'm on the Nations team and now I'll go out and I'll be good with getting 7th. Like,
Yeah,
right.
I still want to win, and I mean, nothing's going to change there. So it's just an added bonus.
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, I asked you if you were frustrated, upset, if it bothered you that we had kind of written you off. You weren't really in the conversation really. We'd kind of written you off, and if that bothered you, was that something that was like a motivating factor, and were you like, this is BS?
Yeah, honestly, 100% it was.
Yeah, I like to hear that.
I was pretty pissed off. Like, it didn't make any sense to me, and yeah, it's pretty easy or it's pretty crazy how easy it is for like people to forget.
Yep.
So yeah, I was pissed off for sure.
But I have to admit, to some degree, I'd written you off a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, the thoughts go through my mind as well. It just felt like something was happening each weekend, like out of my control almost, and it was getting super frustrating. And yeah, obviously, those 2 weekends went really good for me. I won a moto each race, and then yeah, this last weekend I actually was sick. After Unadilla, I was sick all week. I didn't train at all. I didn't ride. I didn't leave the house. So
oh wow,
this weekend I almost didn't race. It was like on race day, I kind of went out in practice and was like feeling it out, and I almost pulled the plug. I almost didn't race, but I was there, and I might as well. You know, it caught me off guard, and yeah, like I said, I didn't want to leave the house all week, so it was pretty bad. I guess I started feeling better Friday, but yeah, I just didn't have much energy on Saturday.
Yeah,
and it was just hard for me to, you know, have intensity. I just felt like a noodle on the bike, to be honest.
Justin, I want to ask you one more thing about, well, maybe a couple more about Team USA, but being on the same team as Christian Craig, who is the guy that we kind of thought was going to get it once Barsha bowed out. It was between the two of you. Have you guys talked about it all? You know, what's the feeling between you two in the truck? Was there any tension? No,
it was a little bit weird because yeah, we are the only two guys that really were going to do it.
Yeah.
It was a little bit weird when we were both riding 250s.
Okay.
We were both like trying to, you know, show that we were better, and it was kind of like a mutual agreement. Whoever was going better was going to do it. I think we both want what's best for the team, so everyone knows. I think we're all going for the win this year and nothing else, and that was important to send the best guy. And I guess yeah, I've been clicking the last few, I would say, you know, last month or so, and you know, everything's coming back to me, so I'm feeling good for it. I feel like I'll get stronger as it comes.
The last time you rode for Team USA, although you had the crash, right? But you had so much heart. You rode your butt off with being banged up. You killed it on qualifying day. Like, there's no doubt that you could go to Red Bud and get some really high scores for us. It's right around the corner.
Yeah, it's like a month away.
Yeah,
it's
I know. It's crazy.
Month. It feels like it's so much longer away with these last two still in the way, but yeah, it'll be good. We'll use those next two races as some good preparation for it.
Just kind of wanted you to take us through those moments at Washougal and Unadilla where you got those second moto wins. Just kind of take us through that moment and after that journey of trying to get back to that point.
Yeah, I mean, it was always... So, yeah, we started off the year. I went like 11, 13. I was struggling really bad with the bike, and it was just it was first race back. So it really caught me off guard, and I was kind of panicking for a second. But luckily, we got back on the podium the next weekend, and, you know, I was kind of able to chill out a little bit. And from there, it was just kind of up and down. And I felt like I was close to the front guys, and then there would be a race where I feel like I was way off. And then at Washougal, I had that, just got out front, and everything felt like super easy compared to the other races. And I almost felt like it was easier than the first moto when I got fourth. And that was kind of a breakthrough for me. And I remembered the feeling of, you know, riding that way and winning races again. So that obviously carried right over to Unadilla. I really do believe I should have went 1-1 there. Mm-hmm. Without that crash. I think I would have, and I just felt so good again there. And this last week was a bummer to get sick, but we're trying to get recovered from that. But yeah, like you said, it was hard to get back from the injury. It was a lot of time watching on the couch and wondering, you know, where I stood again. So I would like more races. There hasn't been enough for me yet.
Yeah.
Even though there's already been 10 rounds, it feels like it's gone by so fast, and I feel like I still have a lot to prove.
So that means that every off-season race you're going to be in, we're going to see you lined up everywhere?
I mean, I hope any opportunity I get, I'm going.
You come to the
For
Pro
sure.
Challenge.
Yeah, we'll get you down here to Pro Challenge. They had a $30,000 purse. I mean, there's some money.
Where is that at?
In Texas, in East Texas at Swan, they have every year they have the Pro Challenge, and it has a pretty good-sized purse.
You think you can beat Brownie?
Yeah, Brownie shows up.
I don't know.
Kyle Cunningham. Alessio sometimes shows up.
Yeah, I think you got it covered if you want to come out and make a few extra bucks.
Yeah, if I don't do Supercross, I think I'll be all over the map, honestly.
Oh,
That'd
that's
be cool.
great.
That'd be a lot of fun to see someone of your caliber being able to go to races and
Kind of like what Cooper Webb's doing now, right? And just kind of showing up at these random places and racing.
That is awesome.
When you're coming back from an injury and trying to get it back, how difficult is it to test, to actually figure out things with the bike? Because you're not at your best, and there's physical things that might be impeding figuring out what the bike is doing. Is that even an issue or not so much?
Yeah, I think that's what we kind of saw at the beginning of the year with me. I wasn't up to my full 100% speed, and I was kind of just I was riding in a different way, so the bike reacts differently. And you really need to be 100% like strong and confident to ride the bike the way it needs to be ridden. If that's how you if it's set up for how it was in 2021 when I was winning races, that's, I was strong, confident then. And yeah, coming into this season, I wasn't, in tip top shape by any means. So it threw off the testing big time, and we kind of had to figure out a new setup. And it's honestly been a work in progress all the way up until these last couple of races. And even now we're trying to fix some little stuff that I'm struggling with. So we're always trying to be better, just not trying to make any big changes at the moment.
Yeah, don't want to go the wrong way.
So I hear it all the time. I hear, well, he won on this bike and so. Why didn't he just go back to those settings? But I've never heard it put that way, where you have to be at your top form to ride that setting to its best. That's really interesting. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, if someone hops on my bike and is the same weight and everything, it's not going to work good for them if they're going slow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jay Coop, I got two more quick questions for you. One, obviously I'm friends with Mathis. You guys had a little back and forth on social media recently, and there's a lot of people wondering, like, if you were really mad, because I know Mohead was pretty upset. He went after Steve a little bit. Were you legitimately upset with his thoughts on you for Team USA?
Yeah, I was, but
Okay.
I didn't make a big deal about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was saying he's definitely like 100% for Craig.
Yep.
On getting picked. So I was pissed off. It was after Unadilla, and I think he said like what happened in Moto 1. And I had like crashed in the lead, which, but going back, the day I should have went, I think 1-1. And the second moto, I had like a 15-second lead, and he still was like, like that wasn't impressive. So it's like, what is this guy talking? Like, was he even watching the race? I was seeing red at that point. I was like, I just won the moto by 15 seconds, and he's saying like, he's not that good.
Yeah, I remember him saying like, well, you can't crash at MXdN, and that was kind of what I think that was more his point. Well, he crashed, and he's crashed a few times this year. You can't crash. Yeah,
I mean, the track wasn't prep good. It was pretty hard packed underneath.
Yeah.
One of the other things that also talked about starts at the MXdN, where you have to work your way through the pack because you're going to wind up eating roost from 450s. It is what it is, right? On the starting line. So it was like Tomac. We'll use him as an example. He got stuck behind guys that he can beat a lot of times this weekend. What mindset has to be there for you to be able to get up to somebody, catch them, and drop them early, versus being stuck behind them and eating roost for 20 minutes?
You really just have to have the passing spots picked out
early.
I mean, it's definitely hard. Like Budds Creek is one of those tracks that's like pretty follow leader. Like it's pretty hard to get around some people sometimes.
Yeah.
I figured that out in Moto 1. I came from dead last to like the top 10, and it was hard. Like just trying to set guys up, and you'd get stuck behind them for like 2 or 3 turns in some of the sections. So it was sometimes you had to wait for it and strike where you knew you could get them, and you really just have to have at least one spot around the track where you can get really close to someone and strike where you can get them. But
yeah,
I mean that's
that makes sense.
I know what he didn't look like he had too much intensity the second moto. I don't know what was going on, but
I think a big part of that was Eli was running the scoop, and I think it was a lot harder for him on that track with all the off cameras to
he denied that,
cut in.
though.
Yeah, I know he denied
to get
it.
up to someone too.
Yeah, I know he denied it, but I think he wasn't able to cut under and do some of the things that some of the other guys that he needed to do to make the passes on that type of track. And,
right.
Yeah, I mean, I rode the scoop in practice, and it was not the move.
Yeah,
like it was already hard packed after first practice. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Well,
that's what I heard.
I can only imagine how it felt in the second moto for him. But
yeah, 450 second moto, the track was probably gone away.
Yeah.
I kind of just wanted you to compare the pace of the class to years 2 years prior.
everyone's just getting a little bit better. I think everyone's learning how to do the full 35-minute motos and suffer through it a little bit, but it's pretty similar. There's a lot of good guys right now, so I think everyone's it's definitely higher pace this year. I don't know if that's due to the track prep or if it's due to I think if the tracks were like ripped really deep, it would slow it down a little bit, and it wouldn't be as high speed and intense. It would be more like methodical and technical and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, I think with the way the tracks have been lately, it's pretty wide open. So it brings some intense racing for sure.
You have a bit of an image with the fans where they're like, oh, Justin Cooper doesn't seem like he's ever happy. You don't talk a lot, right? You don't seem very comfortable expressing yourself with the fans or the media. You kind of seem like you're just all business. Do you enjoy doing these interviews, or if you had the choice, would you just not do them? Are you kind of a recluse a little bit?
I like to do them like pretty often, just to because I don't get to talk a lot at the races usually, and I put so much pressure on myself at the races, and I think that's why I come off that way. And it's very easy to get in the zone and just worry about what's at stake for that day.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome on here every week.
Yeah, if you just let us know.
Yeah, I'm more than welcome to do it a bunch for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's easy to settle down after the races but during the day it's so hectic, and there's so much going on that you just want to be your best self, and I feel like that's what secludes every rider from really doing too much. If you put a fan in our shoes and they got to go do 35-minute motos, all the practice sessions, all the talk with the team, it's a lot. It's a lot on a race day, and you're not just willing to go out there and go hang out with all the fans. Like you're looking to do your job, and that's what you're there for.
Oh, what, you got one more, Scotty?
Yeah, I can't remember if you're a golfer or not.
Oh God, here we go.
I try to be, but it's so hot in here in Florida that every time I go out to do it, it's just like, why? Like
He said,
Oh,
why?
gotcha. Well, okay, you got any tips for Dark Side? Because he's playing his first round of golf ever in like a couple of days.
For the MXdN thing?
Yeah, they're raising
He's raising money for you.
Yeah, trying to raise money for you, man. The Paul Parabinos tournament will be my first time to ever play golf.
Ever.
Are you going to be there?
Like, I literally went across the street from my house yesterday and hit some golf balls just to see if I could even hit them straight.
Oh no!
Well, hey,
You're
check
gonna
this out.
struggle.
Everybody else,
struggle.
Nobody else on my team has ever played either. Well, Michael Lindsay's played a couple times, but the others, like Alex Gobert and Nick Still from Moto Limited over in Australia, none of them have ever played. They're on my team, so it's going to be a shit show no matter what.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're gonna be in for some frustration.
No, I'm going into it knowing I'm going to suck. So I just, as long as the other players might be frustrated when the ball comes from, hole, it goes the wrong direction and hits
every hole.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it.
Once you get on a streak of like messing up a few holes in a row, you start to hate the game real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's his tip right there.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's got a bag of 48 balls. I told him that wasn't enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might not be. You need a lot of time. Like, it's fun once you get good. I haven't gotten there yet, but
Right.
I've hit a few good balls and it starts to get fun, but it's hard to keep it consistent for sure.
Well, Sunday after Paula, come out and have some drinks with us and play some golf.
I might have to.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Sounds fun.
It's going to be a good time. So, a lot of the industry will be there. RaiseItForUSA.com. Justin Cooper, thanks, man.
All right. See you guys.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
See ya.